Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jai Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Gaur Premanande Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pariratikara Stotra Sata Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinde Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parirajyakara Stotra Shata Srimad Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Anta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Itai Gaura Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories Srila Prabhupada Ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Shaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamadiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Bhuttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna everyone, good morning. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 6, Text 13. This chapter entitled The Yadu Dynasty Retires to Prabhasa. Okay. Text 13, please chant. Ketus tri vikrama yatus tri padaya pakto yaste bhagavaya karo asura deva shanmaya svargaya sudhas kvalesha itriya bhuman padaputan bhagavan vajantam agham naha ketustri vikrama yatustri pata patako yetaste bhagavaya karo asura deva chinmaya svargaya sadhus kalesha itiraya bhuma padapatum bhagavan bhajatam aham inah ketustri vikrama yatustri pata padako yaste bhagava karo asura deva samaya svargaya sadhus kalesha itriyaya bhuma padapatus bhagavan bhajeta gagamna. Please chant now. Ketustri vikrama katas padapadako yaste bhagavad suradeva janma yargaya sadhas tareva bhuman adanpudaya yutaraya janma ketustri vikrama katas padako Chanmo Argaya Chadara Anand Pradan Pradana Ketustri Vakrama Vachanmo Thank you very much. Word-to-word meaning. Ketus, a flagpole. Trivikrama, three mighty steps in conquering Bali Maharaj. Yatha, abandoned by. Tripada, falling into each of three planetary systems. Pataka, the flag upon which. Yam, which. Te, your lotus feet. Bhaya abhayam, fear and fearlessness. Karam, creating. Asuradeva, of the demons and the demigods. Chinmayam, for the respect your enemies. Swargayam, for attainment of heaven. Sadhus, among the saintly demigods and devotees. Kaleshu, among enviousness. Itaraya, for just opposite. Bhuman, O most powerful Lord. Pada, the Lord lotus feet. Bandhum, may they purify. Bhagavan, O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhajadam, who are engaged in worshipping you. Agam, the sins. Nam, of us. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace is Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. O omnipotent Lord, in your incarnation as Trivikrama, you raised your leg like a flagpole to break the shell of the universe, allowing the holy Ganges to flow down like a banner of victory in the three branches throughout the planetary system. By the three mighty steps of your lotus feet, your lordship captured Bali Maharaj along with his universal kingdom. Your lotus feet inspire fear in the demons by driving them down to the hell, and fearlessness among your devotees by elevating them to the perfection of heavenly life. We sincerely trying to worship you, your Lord. Therefore, your lotus feet kindly free us from all of our sinful reactions. Purport. In order to reclaim for the demigods the universal kingdom seized by Bali Maharaj, Lord Krishna, as described in the 8th canto of this great work, appeared as a beautiful draft Brahmana Vaman, who extended his foot upward to the outer limits of universe. When the Lord's leg branched hole in the universe shell, the holy Ganges water came flow into the universe. This scene appears like a uprising flagpole with a wonderfully flowing victory banner. As stated in the Sati mantras, Charanam Parvitram Vitantam Purana Yena Putas Tatra Dakshan. The lotus feet of the personality are the most pure, all-pervading, and the oldest of all. One who is purified by them crosses over all previous sinful activities. Throughout the universe, the process of worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord is the most famous. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshorulmitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavacha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Laita Sri Vishakansya He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sate Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So here demigods are continuing their glorification of Lord's lotus feet, and in that continuation of glorifying the Lord's lotus feet, and they glorifying especially Trivikrama avatar, which is Vamana avatar. So here they compare, you raised your leg like a flagpole to break the shells of the universe, allowing Ganges to flow down like a banner of victory. So here what is happening is, when you want to glorify a person, you have to know his activities. You cannot just simply flatter externally, just saying, oh, you look so handsome. So, and in the details, knowing the details of the Lord is a sign of love. Again, so when they are glorifying and they are comparing with the victory flag. So there was one time debate going on. This is happened, the story in South India, near Kanchi Kamakshi temple. Near, there is one, I think this is regarding one of the alvars. So he was a simple person, alvars or a devotee of the Lord, I am not sure. He was a simple person. His service was just to make a garlands for the Lord. So one time there was a strong and powerful and a great scholar came there. He was just like Digvijay Pandit. He was roaming around and debating with the people and saying that, debating on who is the Supreme Lord. For him, according to him, Lord Shiva is the Supreme Lord. So he was going around and defeating all the scholars there. And he happened to visit that place where this devotee is residing and doing simple service, stitching the garlands for the Lord. And he was talking to the Lord every day. Those times it was natural to talk with the Lord, and that was the dealing with the Lord. That was the exchange. He has that level of pure devotee. He is what is happening. So one time, so he thought that I have to stitch a garland for the Lord, and he went home and he collected different flowers and he was stitching the Lord. So at that time, this Pandit, this scholar has arrived there and he has given open challenge. So I want, is there anybody who can debate with me and win over with me? So there are few scholars came and they lost this challenge. And finally, Lord was in anxiety. This person is all over the world, all over the places, is debating who is Lord, who is the Supreme. Then this he was about to gain the victory, and Lord immediately went to his house, and he's asking, "Oh, my dear devotee, that scholar has arrived in the temple and he was debating who is the Supreme. Now you should come and start arguing with him and you should win the debate." That devotee said that, "No, I don't bother about these things. I'm happy with my service, teaching the garlands for you." And he says, no, you have to prove, because he's unnecessarily proving this. Because sometimes Lord has a sweet exchanges with the devotees. What happens? So Lord is after a devotee. So he was going after his devotee, and he's saying, you should come and you should present your argument and this. Oh, he was keep on pushing, Lord is keep on pushing that devotee, and devotee came finally. Okay, so he came and he says that, so when Lord appeared in Vamana avatar, okay, he pierced the ocean. He break the shell of the universe, and when he break the shell of the universe, there his lotus feet reached to the Lord Brahma. When the lotus feet of the Lord reached to the Brahma, he did Abhishekam. Okay. And that water was put on by Lord Shiva. If you think that Shiva is a Lord greatest, then why did he put the water of a lotus feet of Trivikrama Vamana avatar on his head? You consider somebody superior, then only you put his water on his head, correct? So, and also Brahma. So Brahma is worshipping his lotus feet, and Shiva is putting the water on his head. That became Ganges. So this is a simple statement that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. With this word, he debated. And he couldn't argue anything. Of course, when we say, nobody will argue. But the pure devotee, when he says that this story, in this story, then obviously Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, because Krishna, he has incarnated as Vamana, and when he extended his lotus feet through the universes, and Brahma did Abhishekam, Shiva put on his head, then obviously nobody is greater than Lord Vishnu, Krishna. So this is a simple argument debated. So that Pandit, that scholar, lost his match. So why I am saying this story is that sometimes we get an argument of who is the Lord, who is supreme, and who is this. And when I went to Udupi, near Udupi, there is a Murdeshwar Kshetra, Lord Shiva's famous place. There, as soon as I arrived there, one person, he seems to be like a great, by external appearance, he's dhoti and a fancy colors, and he's saying that, hey, you should agree Lord Shiva is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Don't say that he's demigod. I said, who said that demigod? See, people are around this, their enviousness of as soon as they see the Lord Shiva's devotee, Lord Vishnu's devotee. So coming back to the story, so which Lord's lotus feet was inspired by the many demigods to worship him, and driving them away, demons into the hellish planets. So here, in order to reclaim the demigods, the universal kingdom seized by the Bali Maharaj, Lord Krishna is described in 8th canto, great work, appeared as draft Vamana. So sometimes Lord does some activities which may seems to be initially very unclear, and it is not pleasing, and it is not happy. But whatever the Lord does, it has ultimate benefit. In this context, so he came as a draft Brahmana avatar, and he went to the Bali Maharaj and asked for the 3 steps, and before that our Shuklacharya intervened, say don't give it. So Bali Maharaj said, oh, if he's a Vishnu, why should I not give? So he given, and after giving he measured, and he was, Bali Maharaj lost. He was unable to give 3rd step, and he said that you put your 3rd step on me, so that you can conquer me, and I am surrender soul unto you. And then Lord puts 3rd step on him, put him on the hellish, down planets. And in this whole context, you see, Lord Vishnu could have come directly and asked Bali Maharaj, oh Bali Maharaj, I want 3 steps. Or Bali Maharaj, stop this yajna. Or Bali Maharaj, this is not fair. He could have come and directly and asked and said that this is what it is. Immediately Lord could have, Bali Maharaj could have said, okay fine, whatever you want to say, because you are the Supreme Lord and my grandfather is Prahlad Maharaj, why should I dig? So Lord came as a Vamana, disguised himself in the Vamana avatar. He did all these things to make just to glorify the Bali Maharaj. He could have directly come and asked, and he would have given, and there is no nourishment, pastime, correct? He could have said, just stop this yajna. There is no pastime, there is no discussion here. So he came as avatar of Vamana, and one activity Lord does, it triggers everything. The parents were pleased, his parents, Vamana's parents were pleased, Bali Maharaj glorified, and at the same time demigods got their kingdom back, and at the same time Lord Shiva put his water, the lotus, Ganges on his head. Brahma got to do Abhishekam, and at the same time there's one more devotee, Jambavan, he circumambulated. It is just like a one drop of activity, it triggers all the avatars. So Bali Maharaj could have said easily yes if Lord Vishnu directly asked him. No. Because he wants to glorify his devotees, that's why he came as Vamana avatar. And that's why he asked only 3 steps. And desire of the Bali Maharaj also fulfilled. Whereas he wants to lord it over the heavenly planets. That is also been fulfilled. So one activity which Lord does, it has many reactions. Just like a nuclear bomb chain reaction. Everything explodes. So when Vaman Dev appeared and he extended his lotus feet upward, so in that process, for the Bali Maharaj, it is so painful in that situation. You get humiliated in front of your relatives, friends, family members, wife, children. It is not easy task. It is in one sense, you are becoming naked in front of the Lord. It is very, very difficult to go through the situation. But Lord gives a test. When Lord gives a test, it should be he gives a capacity first and then he gives a test. It is not that like an examination hall. You go to the examination hall, you see the question paper where you have no clue where this question paper came from. It's not like that. That's why every day is a preparation. Life is a preparation, death is an examination. So when you prepare nicely by chanting and regularly reading and hearing, so these things go deeper in our system, and when these practices go deeper in our system, we are forced to remember the Lord. There is no artificial, as Prabhupada said in his tape, Krishna consciousness is an artificial imposition on mind. It is the pure thing, and it has its purpose, and it is a natural way of awakening love of Godhead. So it has its own benefit, it has its own potency. So when you do everyday regular things, it may look normal, but it is not normal, but it is so powerful. When you do chanting, hearing regularly, so what is happening at the time of death? We are forced to remember the Lord. Because it's not, Krishna is not psycho, let this devotee undergo this test. I will enjoy, just like we enjoy the dramas, movies, hero is undergoing so many troubles and villain is creating so much problem bothering him, but still hero comes out as a victory. That thing we enjoy, that part, that moment. So similarly, Lord Krishna, when he makes devotee tests, as Bali Maharaj is tested here. So Vaman Dev purpose is to glorify him. Srila Prabhupada was also initially, as a founder Acharya, he did so many activities for preaching in India. So everything, one after one another, it is falling. So finally, he distributed magazine. That is also fallen because it was not a hit in one sense. Then he remembered, he says that Guru Maharaj instructed me to print books. So that's where he started printing books. That's why he himself did everything, proofreading and everything. Then he came to the understanding that this is what I have to do. So even after coming to the West, so many times when initially it's not like he went to the park and he did this thing and he became disciples. No. There were so many incidents where he trying his best and at the same time he was going to the shipyard and asking when is the next ship to the India because nothing seems to work. So we should have patience, and at the same time that patience is given by the Supreme Lord and through his devotee spiritual master. So when we have patience, automatically we understand it reveals what is Lord's plan for us is. We may not understand what is the goal of life. We may know the goal of life is going back to home, back to Godhead. That is ultimate goal. But right now, what is the goal of our life? Not right now, what is the goal of life for today? What is the goal of life for next hour? Is it a goal of life to do something? Is a goal of life to... If a day is not planned properly, then what is happening? Maya takes over. If a day is planned totally tight, and we become frustrated. It is just like a rubber band. If you too much stretch, at some point it breaks. If you keep loose, there's nothing. Maya will attack. So you should plan in such a way that at the same time it is not too much or too less. Find a balance between. For example, why Lord's plan everything is success? Whenever the Lord takes a vow or whenever Lord does something, everything is success. Because he also does planning, right? Ultimately, he does planning, then only he does execution. Just like if you take any Leela, any Rama avatar or Ramayana or Mahabharata or Krishna avatar, before he comes, he sends all his associates on earthly planets. Okay, you play this role, you be in this role, okay. And even demons also very planned. Jai Vijay. So they were also playing each and every role. Then only Lord comes and he executes his plan. That's why all the vows and all the things that Lord is doing, that's why it is success. That's why it's Satyam, Param Satyam. Whatever he does, it's happening. Of course, devotees also, when you understand your devotee's plan and Lord's plan, when it get harmonized, then it get executed. To understand that, you have to do planning. Of course, sometimes we may fall apart due to the festivals or different activities. But at the same time, when it's planned, then automatically it comes to you. For example, if you plan, just like on Ekadasi, our mind is set. We don't craving for eating rice or chapati, those things, because initially your mind is being set. You've been told so many times, on Ekadasi we should fast, on Ekadasi we should fast, on Nirjala Ekadasi or Pandava Ekadasi we should not even drink water, because that what is happening is that you are constantly telling yourself so that your plan can be executed. So similarly, when you plan anything in devotional service also, it can be executed at certain time, certain extent. I'm not saying 100% you'll success. Of course, there are people who execute 100%. There are devotees, pure devotees. So when you tell to yourself, it will be success. Like Lord's plan is also, why 100% everything is successful? He plans ahead of a time. and he knows if I do this one, what is happening. Just like Bali Maharaj, he wants to glorify Bali Maharaj. Just like if he asks Bali, even though if he don't appear as a Vaman, he just says as like just like from sky, Akashavani, he could have said, "Oh, Vishnu is asking, don't do this fire sacrifice." Okay, we don't know, we are not doing. So whenever the Lord does that, it is as it ultimate goal. And in the glorification of the Supreme Lord and glorification of the lotus feet, there are many Puranas and Srimad Bhagavatam, many things, many times the lotus feet is being glorified. One story I would like to tell from Ramayana. When Lord Rama was banned to the forest, and he was he was on his way, he met a guha, simple guha, forest tribal person, and he took rest for 1.5 or 2 days, and next day he was about to travel. So before he traveled, there was between lake, river, he has to cross the river. When he was about to cross the river, that guha boatman, he said that there is only one condition, I will make you step in boat. So what is that condition? He says that before getting to the boat, I heard that your lotus feet are so powerful. If you touch my boat, and that will become a woman. I have already my wife and children. I am worried. I am worried about if I get another woman, I cannot handle. I request you to. I should wash your lotus feet. But washing the lotus feet was his main idea. That is a plan, and to take the dust of this lotus feet, that was an idea. So that's why he quoted that story. You touch the stone, it become a woman. So, and Lord agreed. Okay, fine. I know what is your intention. So he washed his lotus feet, and he got onto the boat. And while passing through the boat, and they were reaching almost the end, and Lord Ramchandra says that, okay, you kindly allow us, crossing the river from your boat. So how much do you charge? Then Guha said that, what do you mean by charge? Among the equals businessmen, we don't charge. We have a dealings. You give this business to me, I give some other business to you. Then Lakshmana got little bit upset. You and Lord are the same person. Lord is supreme and you are the ordinary Guha. How can you say that? And he was a little bit angry. And Lord Ram said, okay, calm down. He will explain what is that. So, what do you mean by you and me are the same? And you do some favor to me to run my business. I do some favor to you. Then Guha says that. So I help you crossing this river from one end to another end. So you help me crossing the river of this ocean of material existence, sufferings, cycle of birth and death. So that is the deal. So he said that, okay, now I have helped you crossing the river, you help me to cross the ocean of material sufferings. So since this time, then Lord Ramchandra agreed, yes, I will do that. Because crossing this ocean is very difficult. Because when we see the normal regular ocean itself, it looks very beautiful from outside. But when you go inside little bit, it has its own thing, what you call fearfulness. Because when ocean rises high, and you fear, you don't know what to do. Total mind is blocked. Ocean, how deep it is, regular ocean, and this ocean of material existence, you cannot measurable. So this ocean is very vast and very fearsome. But when a person takes the shelter of his lotus feet, Then ocean becomes like a calf footprint size. One person can easily cross over that. So, this lotus feet of the personality of God is most pure and all-pervading and oldest of all. One who worships them crosses over all previous sinful activities. Worshipping, it doesn't mean going on the altar worshipping. As I said in the last classes, first two cantos, if you read thoroughly, that's enough. You are cutting the lotus feet of the Lord, and you know all the details. Because Srila Prabhupada also said one time, even though if you are not reading all the cantos, just you read first two cantos. In those two cantos, all the incarnations, everything, essence of all the pastimes are there. So there are so many verses which glorify the Lord, lotus feet. And in one of them is 4th canto, 24th chapter, 52nd verse. It says that, "My dear Lord, your two lotus feet are so beautiful that they appear like two blossoming petals of the lotus flower which grows during the autumn season. Indeed, the nails of your lotus feet emanating such a great effulgence that they immediately dissipate the darkness in the heart of a conditioned soul. My dear Lord, kindly show me that your form of yours, which always dissipate all kinds of darkness in the heart of a devotee. My dear Lord, you are the supreme spiritual master of everyone. Therefore, all the conditioned souls covered with the darkness of ignorance can be enlightened by you as a spiritual master." So here, Lord Shiva thus describing the bodily features of Lord authoritatively. Now he wants to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Correct. Lord Shiva is also pure. He is a pure devotee of the Lord. When he wants to glorify the Lord, he starts with the lotus feet. So here we can meditate upon the lotus feet, making different verses from the different scriptures. Then when you are reading, when you are sharing with somebody, that means you are meditating on the lotus feet. Correct? Because there are thematical study, just like take for example, lotus feet of the Lord. There are so many verses which glorify in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are so many instances in Ramayana. There are so many instances in the various scriptures. So now you want to meditate upon the lotus feet, that become easy. Just by reading that, our heart gets purified. The first, second cantos are called lotus feet, as said. Therefore, suggested by the Lord Shiva, one should first try to see the lotus feet of the Lord. This also means that if one is serious about reading Srimad Bhagavatam, he must begin seriously studying first two cantos. So Srila Prabhupada says one time, if somebody studies Srimad Bhagavatam, he definitely becomes a pure devotee. He quoted. So the beauty of the lotus feet is compared to the petals. Lakshmi Devi, when she was massaging his lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, so he was constantly doing the massage and she was so absorbed. One may ask, what is there? Okay, initially we may see all the symbols of the lotus feet of the Lord that may get attracted. And what is there? So Lakshmi Devi tells that in the toes of the lotus feet there are different incarnations coming, and she can see all the pastimes. So at that time, lotus feet are glowing, and the legs appears like a bright and beautiful. So the lotus flower itself compared to the lotus feet of the Lord. The petals are compared to the nails of the feet of the Lord. So there is glorification going on. So one thing I'll just read. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said that in order to make a spiritual progress, one must become fearless. Abhayam sattvam shuddham. So fearless is a result of the material involvement. Fearfulness is a result of material involvement. It is also said in Srimad Bhagavatam, fearlessness is a creation of the bodily concept of life. As long as one is absorbed in the thought of this material body, he is fearful. As soon as one is freed from the material concept, he becomes a Brahma Bhuta or self-realized, and immediately becomes fearless. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Without being fearless, one cannot be joyful. The bhaktas, the devotees, are fearless and always joyful because they constantly engage in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogatah bhagavad tattva vijnana mukta sangha jayate. So by practicing bhakti yoga, one becomes fearless and joyful. So I'll stop here. Any discussions on this? Since this is small purport. Any comments?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for the nice class. Either has wanted to ask.
You spoke about Lakshmi Devi while massaging the feet of the Lord, the 10 avatars she is saying. I didn't understood. What is that context?
When Lakshmi Devi was massaging the lotus feet of the Lord, she is always absorbed in that. One may not understand what is there so much to absorb. Just like it is, like we have feet, Lord also has feet. And why she is absorbed is doing the same duty again and again and again. In that, when this pastime in Lord Ramayana, so that this same Guha was a tortoise in the spiritual world. He was trying to reach the lotus feet. Lakshmi Devi pushes away. So he thought that what is there so much? So Lakshmi Devi explained there is so many incarnations which emanating from the toes of the lotus feet of the Lord. By seeing their incarnation one after another, she got absorbed and she is doing the same duty and again with so much absorption, love and intensity.
Is it mentioned in Ramayana?
Yeah.
So Prabhu, in between you were talking about Lord's plan and
can you talk a little bit louder?
Lord's plan. You were talking about Lord's plan, and you were mentioning how Prabhupada, when he came here, he took it as Lord's plan. And then you were also mentioning that we plan our day as well, and it should not be totally free. I don't know, we'll fall into Maya, and then it should not be like rubber band as well. So just a thought came in my mind, and I wanted to check that what is the scope for exploration in Krishna consciousness? Because some things are there which are planned, but then some things we just want to explore. So, should we explore, and how? So how do we go ahead? If you understood the question.
Yeah. So here is what my understanding is that before exploring something, you know what is that. Correct? It's not that you go there and explore. You know what is that. And you just before exploring, you do some research. Just for example, I want to, how do you say? I want to do preaching work in a club. Okay. Or I want to do preaching work in some kind of a, office. So in the office or IT section, I explore. I want to do their preaching. I want to project Krishna consciousness there. First, what I do some research work. What is the name of the company? Obviously, you know. And second, is there somebody who's working there? Okay. And the third thing is that, do I get a chance to go there? So what are the ways, pros and cons? And based on that, you step in. That is first thing, which is very clear. And second kind of explore is that if a person is wanting to preach movie stars or film, film industry, if he himself is before coming to Krishna consciousness so addicted to that, and he wants to preach a movie star, it cannot be happen. Because one time there is an incident happened. There was one devotee who wants to preach to some film star. He was very pakka devotee, chanting 16 rounds, following 4 regulative principles. To get into the project of preaching to a movie star, he himself was converted and he himself lost his Krishna consciousness, and he was caught in some bus stand, and devotee asked, "Hey, how are you? You've been not seen to temple, you left everything, what happened? And are you chanting 16 rounds?" Or he was just asking normal questions. How is your health? How is it okay? What's happening? You are not coming and you left, what is happening? He was just asking. He said that, what is happening with the preaching project? You are about to preach a movie star. What is happening? He said, nothing happened. Even I myself left everything. So what is happening is that going there, it is also getting contaminated. So whether you are getting addicted to it, or whether you are giving association to them or you are taking association with them, that is the critical part. So just like I cannot preach to my friends, I take association of them because that is my weakness, and I cannot go there and preach. Hey, today I will give Srimad Bhagavatam. You should hear this. They were not going to hear because they have seen me from in school. So I don't go there preach, because that is my weakness. So when you understand your weakness and points where you are strong, that's like this person is preaching to a movie star. He himself got into the that. So we should understand that if, for example, you ask me to go and preach in the bar, I am not addicted to alcohol. I can just try. I may not successfully come out because I don't like it. If you ask me to go to the slaughter industry and go preach, because I was not tasted any life in my lifetime meat, I can just go and try there. But if you ask me to go to the movies and do me, I will get addicted definitely, because the women are ladies wearing dresses and seeing the camera, because I am very fascinated on camera. In that process, I will forget my Krishna consciousness and I will lose my this thing. So you should understand. For me also, we should understand what is our weaknesses are. Then you can preach. This is my weakness. Then still you are trying means it is your risk. For example, you may be good in Facebook preaching. For me, it's not good. I maybe start seeing videos after videos. Just like that. I think Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj or Prabhupada, somebody, I think Gauranga Prabhu, somebody told that everybody is not expert using everything in Krishna consciousness. Okay. I may be expert in some areas and I may be not expert in some areas. So we should understand this thing. And at the same time, planning your day. For example, we may not stretching ourselves means we should not stretch ourselves. Okay, today I will chant 64 rounds. It is not possible, because I come, Prabhu, we have some service. Oh, again this Navin Krishna. So it doesn't happen like that. Well, okay, it's not that bad to chant 16 rounds, but planning should be there. Communication should be there. You should tell, okay, Gaura Purnima is coming. On that Gaura Purnima, I will chant 64 rounds in my room without disturbances. I'll tell all the authorities, whoever is expecting my service, is there any service? Okay, if I have transfer service, if I have DT worship, I will tell, okay, I will do for you extra so that you can cover me on that day. So planning is needed, correct? Without planning, you determine yourself, I will chant 64 rounds, and you go and sometimes what happens, 64 rounds, after 32 rounds you may fall asleep and somebody will say, oh, you're chanting 64 rounds, you're sleeping. Because what happens is, the planning is important, at the same time telling to devotees is also more important, because you are becoming accountable for somebody, right? If I take a vow, today onwards I will not eat sweet, it is there in my heart, and even if I eat a sweet, who is asking? Because nobody knows. Because if I tell, say, Hari Bhakti, watch out, today I am eating sweets. Sorry, not eating sweets. Then sometimes if I take sweet, you'll say, hey, Navin Krishna, you told you will not eat sweets, why you are eating? Yes, sorry. So that's why planning is important. At the same time, telling to a devotee is also more important, so that you can become accountable. Otherwise, we plan a number of things, and definitely none of will work. And will not feel guilty also. Who is asking me? So my given example, rubber band stretching, is that don't stretch yourself too much. I will chant 3 hours Bhagavatam, 10 hours reading, 2 hours. No, minimum planning is required, cooperation with the services you have. But it's not a good planning, skip your service and doing that. One time, one sense it is like, on one hand you are asking Lord, please engage me in service. And other side, when the Lord is giving service, you are rejecting. You are contradictory for yourself, correct? On one hand you are chanting Hare Krishna, means what is the real, actual meaning? I mean, what is the basic meaning is, oh Lord, oh Radharani, oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. Okay, I give you service. At the same time, you are saying, no, I am not doing service, I am chanting. Then where is the question of taste? You yourself ask question. You yourself asking something, at the same time you are yourself rejecting. I mean, this is my understanding. Thank you. All right. ग्रंथराज भागवतम की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गौ प्रेमानंद।